Meshuggah, the Violent Sleep. Where the hell's Josh? Josh!
This album sucks.
You're full of shit. I think Josh really likes this album.
It's amazeballs.
Yeah. 4 years after the last album, Colossus, we got Meshuggah's new album, The Violent Sleep of Reason. I actually really like this. This is very impressive.
It's as good as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
You know, I expect nothing less than utter mastery when these guys put something out, and rightfully so. So this record is the first one since Colossus, which came out in 2012.
Yeah.
So this is the long-anticipated follow-up after that. So it's been 4 long years.
That's not the normal time, like, for bands right now to put out new albums.
Right.
Took them a little while.
Yeah, and so they just kind of have, that's just their work process, right? So they're just kind of not lazy, but yeah, a little bit. So
Yes.
so they're very introverted, and so you know they work in Sweden, and they just when it gets done, it kind of gets done until they get into that final workflow. So this one they utilize a different kind of flow for this. Meshuggah has taken a different approach to this record by sitting in one room and recording most of the album together in almost a live kind of take. And that's evident throughout multiple parts of the record. You can hear things, you can hear the little details, like the sliding of the hands on the fretboard. You can hear the rawness of the valve amps that they use now. They went back to using that. Prior to that, they had only been emailing material, basically. You know, this record, if I could just use one word to describe this record, it's raw.
I can agree with that. It has that quality to it throughout the album.
Right, and it goes back in that sense to a lot of Chaos Fear. Right, the whole time that we were listening to this, we said, this is just so much, this is like Chaos Fear. Like, there's elements Chaos Fear here, there's elements Colossus here, there's elements of Obs in here. You know, you can hear that, but you can hear how they all come into one matrimony at the end and kind of create this really amazing, ambient, utterly disgustingly heavy masterpiece.
The Violent Sleep of Reason, I do hear that aggression from Chaos Sphere mixed in with what the last album, what Colossus had, you know, sound-wise.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you can hear the elements of that people felt worked, and you can hear how they've kind of brought it back to the heaviness side of it, right? Because Colossus is a very diverse kind of album. So this is a little bit more like consistent idea, and it really took Meshuggah back to its raw roots, and the production just really pulled through. Like, it's so tight sounding.
Clockworks, I think, was the longest song on the album. The right way to start off the album, though.
Yeah.
That was definitely one of my more favorites. Then Born in Dissonance was one of the first single.
Yep.
I believe I liked that one as well. Monstro City was my favorite.
Really?
I would say Monstro City.
Yeah, I like Monstro City as well. By the Ton, a lot of people have been talking about.
By the Ton, I liked as well.
That one's really good.
Well.
The lyric, and that's another thing too. The lyrical content of this record is very good. Again, like it's what you would expect, but it's so easy to get lost in the instrumentals. But definitely just keep it in the context with the lyrical content as well, because there's a lot of really good points that they bring up in the record, and I noticed that there's some of it that towards the end that really deals with religion, and just Meshuggah usually deals with the constructs of reality. I felt like on this record they dealt more into a religious aspect. They're always they're one of those bands that you kind of have to spend time with the material enough to, it can be as deep as you want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said. You know, it just starts off very strong, and like you said, yeah, I agree to start with Clockworks, because if they had started it with Born in Dissonance, it kind of maybe would have put the record not on the wrong foot, but you don't want to start it on something that you'd already given. Mm. And the reason that I think that they put Born in Dissonance and Nostrum out first was because those were the clips, the sample clips that they had put out when they said that the album was getting announced. So
right.
I think they just didn't want to give too much away. So they put 2 singles out that wouldn't have given more of the album away. So that was good. I liked it because a lot of it wasn't already spammed on the internet.
Right.
They were good at keeping it under wraps. Born in Dissonance in the last second, if you crank your volume up, you can hear somebody getting off of a chair. You know, I don't know how I noticed it. I had my headphones in, and I noticed it. But it's those little. It's gonna be one of those records that it's those little details that really make it solid, and you'll appreciate it. Dude, there's a lot of stuff on here that I can see going very well in the live setting. Ridiculous.
Yeah, this was a very good release.
Ridiculous.
I expected it to be a good release, and I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah, dude, it's just, that's what I love about them, man. They're just like one of those, there's just that band that, like, no matter what they do, you know it's gonna be great. Like, it can be super different, and that's one of the things that I really like about it is it took a lot of the ambient kind of effects that Chaos Fear did. They layered that into it and then used the skills that they learned from Colossus to even layer it further. So like, these are deeply ambient kind of tracks. It kept a consistency throughout each song. Like, there's a musical concept that's present there that is it goes through each song. Like, it's hard to explain, but the more I listen to it, I'm sure the more I'll figure out what that actually is. Yeah, guys, seriously, check this out because this record will knock you on your ass.
Yeah, definitely.
It's awesome.
Check out our Facebook page, buy the album, and let us know your thoughts.
Definitely. Check this out. Either get it from, you can get it, scoop it from Nuclear Blast for a good deal. They probably still have some t-shirts and stuff like with it. You get those deals. Or you can probably scoop it at like a Best Buy or like an FYE or something like that. Anywhere really. So
Yeah.
check it out. Meshuggah's Violent Sleep of Reason. 10 out of 10.